What is going on, guys? Guys and gals. What is up, YouTube? How are we doing tonight? Good day, good evening. Let's see what these comments are saying here. Hello from Denver, Colorado. Hello from California. Cleo Smith found. Yes. Clickbait live. WTF? No. Brian Laundrie. Oh, I should have put a question mark there. Cause of death? Question mark. How did he die? Question mark. Not clickbait. Not clickbait. I'm asking the question, how did he die? I want to know your guys' opinions tonight too, so we're going to be doing a few polls. So no clickbait here, just wanting to chat with you guys. It's going to be a very chill stream. Danny's like, get to the point. Well, guess what, Danny? We're just getting started, so we will get to the point in a moment. Let's give some time for some people to get in here and say hello. So I'm just going to be saying hello as the people are joining, and we will wait a moment, and then we will get to the point of the stream, which really the point of the stream is to kind of just check in and see what you guys think about the case right now and just kind of go over some stuff. So sorry, no info about how he died. I do want to go over a video that I saw today, though, that talks about some interesting information with the case. And so I think I'm going to start with that. Chill, dudes, chill. Right? Chill. Snake, gunshot, or poison. We already have some speculation in the chat. I'm going to pull up a couple things. Marius says it was a suicide. Simple. Oh, simple. Cool. So, case closed. What kind of suicide, Marius? A gun? A rope? Where's the evidence? That's what we're going to talk about. But I'm going to get some stuff going here. I'm going to get a couple things pulled up, and then we'll jump in. But thanks to the people who have joined so far. Thank you for hitting the like button. Time to open up the studio so I can see more wonderful comments coming through on this screen. Playlist. Well, I guess the studio is not going to open for me, but that is okay. So, how's it going, guys? How's it going? Let's go ahead and start reading a bit of this here. Hello from South Africa. Yeah, let's see. Where's everyone tuning in from tonight? We're approaching 200 people. Like I said, I'm gonna wait a couple minutes. People are trying to rush me, and I'm always so rushed, anyways, that it's like no. We're taking it easy tonight. We're doing a chill stream. In fact, speaking of chill, I need to turn my fan on. 1 second. And I want to chit chat with some people. Obviously, there's not a whole lot of new information around the case, so it's not like we're breaking news here. But I want to chill. Chloe's mom, hello, good evening. Melissa says there was no gun. Cindy Stevens, Missouri. Carol says he's not dead. How can there be a cause of death if the guy is still alive? That's a hot take there. WTP. Very hot take. Glad to support a marijuana-friendly streamer. Thank you. Did I say something about being marijuana-friendly? I mean, do you? But is there something behind me? Anyways. don't know what people are talking about there. Anyways, hi Aaron from Santa Barbara, California. Thanks to the people that have started. Okay, so let's I'm gonna read through this a little bit, and then we'll kind of dive into kind of what's been on my mind as of lately, around the case. But there's an interesting video that I'm going to get to here soon that I think is really interesting, and I want to have these people on the show at some point. If you guys haven't seen already, I went out to the reserve, the Myakkahatchee Creek State Park, not the Carlton Reserve side, but the other side, this past Sunday. So actually, before I go into the video stuff, I might as well talk about what it was like to be there. And in fact, I could probably pull up some other drone footage. So I took obviously a lot of drone shots while we were up there. One of the things that stood out to me most from being there was just truly how big the reserve was when we drove in. Obviously, I've just been kind of analyzing everything from above and watching the helicopter footage and, just all of the stuff surrounding the case. But the thing that stood out was truly just the size of it. We just came in off of this one road, Reisterstown Road, and even just driving in on that road, there's just you forget that there's like houses in that area as well, just on the edge of the park. But then it's just the park just goes on forever. When I took the drone off and I looked to the north, it seemed like it went on forever. And I know it doesn't. It's not that big. But it was so big. It was so much more lush than I thought it would be. And even right now, like, let me pull up the map. Even right now in Florida, it's not as hot as it was even a month ago. And so thinking about like early September, mid-September, when there was still a fair bit of heat, I can't imagine what it was like being in the reserve. So like, for instance, the reserve is, here's Northport, the city of Northport. The reserve is everything above it. And then of course you've got these cities to the north. So it's all of this that's filling the screen right now. But when we took off, we were right next to this little tree right here. And just looking off into this direction, like this is what we were seeing. We were just seeing like trees just forever. And it just felt like it went on forever. And I could see why people like to go there after being there as well. Being there in person and seeing like the different types of plants, the lush green grass, and there's like palm trees. There's these like mossy, like, I don't know what kind of trees they were. Spanish moss, I think is what they would be. There was so many different types of trees that I haven't seen in Florida yet, because we're in this like reserve with just all the different types of, wild plants and whatnot. And so none of the map stuff does it justice at all. Like none of the stuff that I've seen up until going there did it justice at all. So that's one takeaway after being there, is that I understand why Brian would want to go there. I understand why people would want to go there. And obviously it's beautiful, but I truly got it. So anyways, let's look at, I'm going to pull up some of the drone footage. I know a lot of you guys have seen it. I have the video in like full resolution just on a Google Drive as well. So I'm going to play that, and it doesn't have anything on the screen. So let me find that and I'll pull it up, and then we'll get into the talk about Brian, and we'll go over that video that I want to show you guys as well. So let's see here. Raw clips. Here we go. So I know a lot of you guys have seen this footage already. Those who have seen the video, be sure to hit the like button, by the way. I see there's 300 people in here. Hit the like button. Let's get up to at least 300 likes. That would help push the channel out there more. Let me go ahead and put this to 1080p. This isn't going to be as good of quality as, the raw clip. But But like I said, this is where we had to come into the park. In the video, I mentioned that there was, right when we got there, there was a red truck that looked like Brian's dad's truck that was parked right on the other side of this white SUV right here. And it left shortly after we got there. And we never saw anyone walk past us. So I assume that person maybe was just parked and was in this house over here or something. So unsure exactly. Allison, I have a hard time believing this body and belongings floated for a month and wound up all landing in the same area. As the kids would say, sus. Allie, I think you and a lot of people feel the same way. Not just the kids, not just the kids. You have every right to feel suspicious as well about that. Look, I was talking to a friend of mine, the mod of the channel, and she was basically saying, maybe he was killed, maybe he killed himself somewhere further away, and he was dragged to the location where he ended up being found, and maybe that's why you're not able to find the gun. But to me, the whole thing is super suspicious, and even then, I feel like there would be more, more articles of clothing that even if he was eaten by an alligator, it's like, shouldn't that have all been kind of, I don't know, guys. It's all very suspicious that it was just a very small portion of him that was found. Did they ever specify exactly what was found? Like just a part of the jawbone and some teeth? Or did they say like more than just this area right here? Because this is a small area. That's not much. That's not much to work with. So yeah, Downtown Trina says no clothes, no shoes. Unfortunately, I don't think that we'll ever know the answers we're looking for. Yeah, so many questions. But anyways, as I keep playing this video, when we pulled into the park, I was extremely surprised at how many people were in the park. The park runs, and if I go back to the map, it runs along the edge. It's hard to explain. Let me try to find it here. So this is kind of what we're looking at right now with that video. You enter the park right here, and this is like the parking all throughout here. The park is all like over here as well, like back in these trails. There's like different trails and things that run throughout this area of the park. And so I assume a lot of the people were utilizing those areas because we came around to the north side and crossed the bridge that's right here, and there was far less people. And the people that were on this side were searching for Brian, and we immediately, hi Tiffany. Oh, hi Tiffany. I recognize you from Instagram. We ran into a couple of people that were coming down this access road right here, and I overheard them because I was getting my drone out, and they said, oh, I wonder if they're looking for him. And I was like, these people are clearly here to look for Brian. And they came up to us and they chatted with us a bit, and I'll keep playing this drone shot. But they basically asked us if we were there looking for Brian, and I didn't know what to say. I was just like, well, we're here to film where he potentially was found. Like, I didn't want to say like what I thought about everything specifically, just because I don't know what I feel. But there was definitely people there. It wasn't the protesters. It was just a normal group of people. They were, I think, from Orlando, and they said that they were passing by nearby and decided to take a detour and walk into the park. And they actually asked me if I knew where to look for Brian's remains, if I knew the area in which he was found. And I said, oh, do I? And I pulled up my YouTube channel and I showed them a screenshot of the video from when they found him. And I pointed out directly to them exactly where I thought they should go. And actually, if I rewind the video, the trailhead is right up here. And if I pause, you can kind of see it right here where my mouse is circling around. That's where the Live Long Trail started. And so I was able to tell them, go down to this bridge that's right here. Before you get to the bridge, then turn left and then take that trail. And then I kind of showed them where to go on the map. Someone says, wow, crime tourism is real? Yeah, KB, apparently it is. There should have been you know what I should have done? I should have charged them. I should have been a tour guide, and I could have taken them straight to it. But no, I later saw them on the drone, and so they definitely found they took direction well, and they found where they were they found where they were trying to go. But anyways, do you think the FBI will ever release any more evidence about Brian and his suspected guilt? This is the weirdest case ever. That's what I'm talking about, Karen. So I'm going to get to that in a second. They're going to have to. I feel like they're going to have to give something out, because so many of us are wanting more information around the case that it's just like you would think it's an inevitable thing. Like they're going to eventually have to. So, JTube, hey Aaron, I've been looking for the dry bag's exact location coordinates. Have you found it yet? Okay, so this is another thing. Someone asked about the dry bags. So let me show you on the drone what I've heard. Okay, Karen didn't get the notification. Oh my gosh, Karen. Well, you're here now, and you haven't missed a whole lot. Sometimes you have to hit the notification bell, and you have to hit like all, and I think then you'll get all the notifications. But I'm not entirely sure. So, but thank you for being here now. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and pull up that's me on the stream. This is where we're at. Okay. So it's going to be kind of hard to see, and I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller here. Pull this back up over here. And then I'll show you guys. I'll try to point out where the dry bag potentially is at for you, JTube. So if we're looking at the drone footage on the right, which we are obviously, and then we're trying to match it with what we have on the left, this is kind of what we're seeing right here. Okay, so you can see this specifically, actually it's right here. So you can see this little clearing right here is going to be this little clearing right here. This almost C shape is right down here. Someone says, great theory, Shelly. Oh, is Shelly in here? Let me read Shelly's theory. If the area wasn't flooded, then he could have killed himself there, started to decay, then it flooded everything around the area, spreading everything out. Very interesting. You guys have all the good thoughts, all the thoughts that I wasn't thinking. But yeah, let me show you. So this is obviously kind of what we're looking at right now. The area in which they set up the tent and the tape is like right over here. You can see the circled area over here. That's where they put up the crime scene tape. The actual orange, so if I go up here, right where my mouse is at, is where they set the tape up. A lot of the orange tape or orange spray paint where they found items is going to be right in here. So the coordinates, if I just click it, are going to be latitude and longitude right here. If you want to pause the video and type that in. I don't know if specifically that's where, JTube, you were mentioning the dry bag. Someone said the dry bag was further back this way, and then there was also a YouTube channel, Allie and Dan, I think, which if you guys have seen them, let me know. I'm trying to get them to come on the show and talk about their experience because they were out at the reserve the day before or the day after I was there. I think they were at the reserve the day before, and then the day they went to the Laundries was the day that I was there at the reserve. You know what I mean? So I think, let's see, I think in here, in this grouping of trees is the big like canopy section where there was a foot swing, and that comes up in their video that I found to be very interesting. And so they were speculating that he could have potentially hung himself in this area and then came off of the rope and then floated around and ended up kind of over in these trees. But this big area right here is, I think, where they were at when they were underneath that big canopy of trees. So I'm going to try to get them on the show. Patricia says, yes, I watch Allie and Dan. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people have seen their stuff. It was WFLA news footage, and it looks to be from September 19th. I don't know what footage you are referring to there. What we're looking at right here, this is my footage from Sunday. So this is Sunday when I went out to the reserve. Hopefully it should be somewhat bright enough. This isn't really edited right now. I ended up shooting a lot of drone footage besides just this because I do this stuff for my job. And, eventually they're going to be making a documentary about this case. And so, maybe they're going to need some extra aerial shots in the future. And so I have a nice little library of shots for the future. We'll see. What's the exact date that Brian Laundrie's parents hired their attorney? Sheila says, I don't know the exact date. I want to say there's something weird with, I think it may have been the 17th or 18th when Brian flew back. It was shortly after that, apparently. Which is, no, sorry. Maybe. Which is weird because at that point Gabby wouldn't have been dead yet. So it is odd. I don't know the exact dates. But anyways, I'm enjoying just reading your guys' comments tonight, and thanks for the likes. We're almost to 300. We have almost 700 people in here. So guys, hit the like button. We're going to be going through just a few things tonight. Nothing too crazy tonight. Just wanting to check in and say hey. And one of the biggest things that I feel like around the case right now, even if here's the thing, even if he did kill himself further away from this scene right here, as you can see, this girl is walking right next to where they had the crime scene tape in that kind of pentagon shape. Say he killed himself a quarter mile away and he used a gun. Where's the gun, right? Why did they reopen the park for people to go trotting around making TikTok videos if they didn't get the gun, right? And if they have the gun, you would think that they would have mentioned that when they talked about the notebook, right? They had no problem mentioning finding those personal items. So unless they're just really building it up and making sure they can confirm that is indeed the cause of death. But, I also get, after being out there and just seeing it, it is vast. It is huge. So if it did happen far enough away, I also understand that it could just be a long time before that gun turns up. But it all is super odd to me. So anyways, hey Aaron, can you slow the chat down? Just subscribe from Scotland. Yeah, let me try to slow it. I thought I hit the slow mode. But let me hop in there and see. Thanks for commenting that. It goes fast sometimes. Slow mode. Enter a number between 1 and 30 or 1 and 300. How long you want participants to wait between sending messages? Oh. Wait, do you guys have... Slow mode is on right now. You guys are just going super fast. Slow mode is on. It's really, really tough. I know... I'll try to see what I can see. Obviously, the super chat, if there's something that's so crucial that you want me to cover, I know that it's not... you do not have to by any means super chat, but if there's absolutely something you want me to see, it is easy to miss things, but super chatting will help with that if you really, really want to get something across, and I will definitely see it then. They did find his clothes. There was a report that Roberta Laundrie reported a gun missing in May of 2021. They found his clothes, Maria? Did they? Huh. Well, before we get into some more, so I know that we haven't even gone into kind of what I was wanting to talk about in today's stream. Let me Let me pull these up here. Now, like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, I want to get these guys on the show. It is the Allie and Dan YouTube channel. I'm just going to play a quick snippet from their video that came out today. Go ahead and go check them out if you haven't. Give them a like. This is their video. I'm just quickly showcasing a portion of it. And I reached out to them. Hopefully they reach back out. I'd like to chat with them about their overall experience both at the reserve and then outside the Laundrie's house. So this is them outside the Laundrie's house from their video today. And apologies if you already have seen this video, but we're just going to watch this quick little moment.
Somebody has just let us know that...
Okay, so the news we just got, and I honestly 100% believe it, just because like the person that we got it from has been here the entire time. They knew everything about like this area right here and who was all here. And but he basically said that it's going to come out that Brian Laundrie shot himself in the head with a gun in the Carlton Reserve at the Myakatchee Trail. What do you think of that?
I mean, it kind of makes sense. I just, there's so much that we don't know yet. And we are just, by coming out here, are simply getting small little bits and pieces. You guys can see their silver Mustang behind us that Brian drove to the creek.
I mean, that blew my mind, because I was thinking strangulation after our last video going out there, like
with that news.
Self-strangulation, but...
So that, what they were talking about there was the video, or the canopied tree area that I was talking about, that they found a foot swing in. So I wanted to throw the poll up there. I'm just curious what people think. Okay, so this is more than I thought. 93 people have voted, and 57, okay, it's starting to inch back, but yeah, 57% say yes to Brian ending his life with a gun. 58%. Okay, so that brings up another question that I think I'm going to ask a little bit later. I want to know your guys' opinion. Man, I put two? I can't put two polls up. I'll get to it in a moment. I have another very deep dive theory, or very deep, I have a thought, and I want to know your guys', or I have a question. I want to know your guys' thoughts, but who are these random irrelevant people? That wasn't super nice. They are just a couple of people out doing YouTube. They're on the road. They have a van life channel, and they've been kind of following the case. Their names are Allie and Dan. And yeah. Are you in Orlando? I am. That's awesome. I am not in Orlando. I am in Miami. Brian Laundrie surprise appearance in CSI Miami. Adrian says someone would have heard it. There was a guy named Doug Live from Northport that was out on, gosh, I don't even know what day, maybe the 17th of October, and I think they heard a gun, which was pretty wild. But hello to the beautiful wife. Thank you. Beautiful wife is in the bedroom watching Gilmore Girls. Kim Boyd, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. So, okay, let's look at this. It's kind of evened back out. Oh no, we were at 57% or 56%, back to 57. So I'm going to let this poll go for a couple more minutes before I put up the other one. That was Doug on October 9th. Okay, thank you. October 9th. I appreciate that. So I guess the real question, since we're all just chatting and I'm able to read everyone's question or comments, of the 56% of people who do think that he killed himself with a gun, do you think that, like, where do you think the gun is? Just somewhere out in the reserve? Do you think that he killed himself? I know some people were someone sent me an email saying that they knew that his parents were in on it and he killed himself, and his parents took all the stuff, like the gun and all evidence of that, and they were just hoping that time would pass and nothing would happen and they would never be able to find him, which is super weird. I think maybe just to get rid of any, I don't know, like they wouldn't have to answer for any of the questions around Gabby's situation. And then when on October 20th, when they went back out to the reserve, they were basically saying that they took his dry bag and all that stuff back out there. But that's a wild theory. Gun is in parents' possession. See, Crystal even said that. Oh, Sarah, noob. Sarah, thank you for the $4.99 super sticker. I love those super stickers. That is hilarious. Thank you for the super sticker. Very much appreciated. Gene says that's ridiculous in my opinion. Cops have it is my guess. So that's another thing, Jill. I mean, I wonder in that video we were just watching with Dan and Allie, they said that they had some insider information that it was going to come out soon that Brian shot himself. So if you just Google, let me show you guys what happens when you just Google Brian Laundrie right now. If you just Google Brian Laundrie and you hit enter, there's a lot of articles right now saying like probably died by suicide, and this came out 9 hours ago. It's like this one's the human error thing, but there's a lot of people talking about Brian Laundrie probably killed himself before the search started, and like a bunch of local police authorities are talking about how he likely killed himself. And so they're really like pushing that out there right now, but there's just nothing to prove it right now. And it makes me wonder if there's going to be some news coming out in the coming days to confirm that claim. But I don't think that's going to be enough for people, because they're going to want to know where's the evidence, where's the gun, like how much data were they able to work with in terms of like remains to be able to identify that, right? Like if they only found part of a jaw with some teeth or whatever, then how did they come to that conclusion? Unless they found a gun and that the gun was registered to Brian. And, unless, if they found a gun that had his DNA all over it, and that would be a whole nother thing. So that's kind of my thing on it. Yeah, so I don't know. Let's watch this really quick. I'm going to throw up another poll here.
Could Brian Laundrie's parents face any...
Hold on, JTube. I think the parents found his body when they got the Mustang and retrieved the gun, and his dry bag was still there, still where the body was, but the body was dispersed by nature/wildlife. Interesting.
Any legal fallout in the case that's really had our attention for months now. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Jane Monreal.
I'm Patrick Nolan. I've been speaking with a legal expert, a law professor, in the wake of the discovery of Brian Laundrie's remains recently to find out where his parents might fit into all of this.
Everybody's, of course, very upset by the death. My guess is they're probably very upset, too.
We're not feeling sorry for you one bit.
We've covered people who've been protesting outside the house. They've accused the family of everything. And one of the things they have brought up is that the family met police at the door when Brian Laundrie was alive and inside the house. And the parents told the police, he's not available to speak to you, contact our attorney.
Okay.
Is there anything criminal about that?
No, I mean, one doesn't have to cooperate with the police. And if one's a suspect, I mean, the police, for example, if they had reason to, they could get a warrant for his arrest, and then they would have to cooperate. If they had reason to, they could have gotten a warrant to search the house. If they suspected a crime had been committed, they had reasonable cause to believe that. But apparently the police didn't think so.
Based on your knowledge of past cases, would it be unusual for them to bring criminal charges against the parents for anything connected to Gabby Petito's death?
The fact that in Florida we have this statute that permits family to not be charged as accessories after the fact for third-degree felonies, for crimes that are third-degree felonies or less, I have never known that to come up during the 40-some years I've been practicing law. It doesn't mean that it hasn't in Florida, but I've never been aware of it. Now, on the other hand, I'm also not aware of any time that the family has been charged, which they could be, for accessory after the fact, if they've hated someone in escaping justice.
Thank you, Professor Randolph Bracalarge, law professor at Nova Southeastern University. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. I just got a text from a longtime friend that is watching or that has stopped by the stream in the last couple of days. That is awesome. Anyways, hello to Dalton out there. I have another one. So let me read a couple. No, I'm just going to put this out now. So I don't know. I was going to put a poll out there. Do you think the parents should be charged? I think obviously if it comes out, depending on the info that comes out, I think a lot of people are going to say absolutely. If they knew, then obviously they should be charged because, they probably could have said something early on. But I'm going to ask the question, this question instead, and I want to know what you guys think of this. Oh, is this too long? Your question is too long. Okay, hold on. So I'm gonna get rid of the beginning of this question and just say, if it indeed comes back that Brian Laundrie had a gun, not only at the end of this case, if he were to use it to end his own life, but if it comes out that which I think some people think that he had a gun registered in his name. If that's the case, let me know. But if that's the case, do you think he had something to do with the Kylan and Crystal murders? This one I'm interested in because I think if it comes out that he had a gun, especially on the trip, like if we can confirm that he had a gun on the road trip, then that makes the Kylan and Crystal murders in Moab a little bit more interesting, considering that they definitely met in the Moonflower and definitely spent a little bit of time at the very least that day. And then the police body cam footage definitely states that two people from the Moonflower called him in when they got pulled over. I think that there's potential there. I'm just curious what you guys think. But with that said, since we're doing the map stuff, I thought about this a bit more. And oh wait, Aaron Mull, there's a gun in the photo. Oh, there is a gun in a photo of his room. Found it again before the stream. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It's just a photo, right? Because so he may have been into guns. I'm not entirely sure, but did he have one? Did he own one? There's definitely some connections and deals. I'm actually friends with a Gambino. Angela, what? What? Explain more. All right. Okay. I don't even know what a Gambino is, Angela. What are you talking about? You got to explain. All right. So here's the theory that I've heard a few people talking about. If on August 12th, when Gabby and Brian were pulled over just northwest of Moab, right here specifically, right here on Arches Entrance Road, if on that night Brian and Gabby switched places and he gave her the hotel room, they could have still stayed apart. But they could have communicated back and forth and said, here, you can stay in the hotel room. I'll take the van. Then he would have had access to being able to drive wherever he wanted to. And so technically the night of the 12th, he could have left the Bowen Motel and been a 41-minute drive from where Crystal and Kylan ended up dying. We got a super chat coming in. Pete D. Dog, the bounty hunter sure went silent. He really made a fool of himself. Oh, Pete. He took the leads that he had and he ran with them. And I think it was when that information came out about them going to Fort DeSoto Park, when they got back and went on that camping trip, it was very suspicious. And so I think Dog hopped on that as an opportunity to think that was a launching point for an escape. And he was really buying into the idea that Brian was on the run. He was absolutely sure that the reserve was just a decoy, or just a red flag or whatever it'd be called to get people looking in the wrong spot. Alicia, thank you. Yes, let's everyone do a quick smash the like button. It never feels right saying that, but guys, just tap the like button. You don't have to smash it. We're at almost 500. We have over 1,000 people in here. We can at least get to 500 likes. Hit that like button. It helps push the algorithm into the recommended pages of all the people out there that could be interested in this case and talking about it here with us. And I really enjoyed doing that. I really enjoyed chatting with you guys. Miss Mystery, good evening. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining. Let's hop back in. But this, I kind of wanted to just do like a little bit of a live like Google search, map search of this route out to, and we might not get through the whole thing obviously today, but out to where Crystal and Kylan were found, because I think it could be interesting. Yeah, red herring. Thank you, Missy Me. Not red flag. I wanted to see how many cameras Brian potentially could have passed by in the white van had he been the one to go out there that night. And so as we're just here tonight chatting about the case overall, I kind of want to just go through here and zoom in and look around for potential cameras. And I'm going to put a mark down every single time I see one. And I may do this off stream as well. I'm just very curious because he would have had to, I think, in the town pass at least a few cameras. So it would be very, very interesting to see. I wouldn't doubt it if he did buy drugs from Kylan and Crystal. That was another thing. I didn't realize how much drug use Brian and Gabby did. Like how much, did they just smoke weed or what did they partake in? I heard that maybe Brian dabbled in mushrooms. I don't know. Do you guys know? I'm not confirmed. I don't know the confirmation on like what they did. I know that they mentioned not drinking. And so I thought maybe that they lived like a fully sober lifestyle, nothing. But I found it kind of interesting. I saw I think it was like a snap story from Gabby of her like holding a blunt in the passenger seat of the van. And I was like, oh, she's definitely smoking weed. So that's confirmed that they for sure smoked the silly lettuce every now and again. I think that the reason the cops kept going back to the swamp was because they knew he bought numerous bottles of medication prior to entering it. Overdose. So you're thinking that they knew, okay, because I didn't hear about the medication thing. I didn't know if that was confirmed or not. Also, I saw something about slowing the chat down. Guys, I'm gonna reach out to my streaming friend who does this more than me, who may know a bit more about slowing the chat down. I don't want to push the wrong settings. I did enable slow mode, so I hope this is going slow enough, but I don't want to accidentally turn the chat off or something. So like I said, if there's something you absolutely want me to see, you could even DM me on Twitter. I'm on Twitter, but super chats are also a thing that pop up literally right in front of me. And so that's a way of like really getting me to read something, but obviously you don't have to donate. You could just DM me on Twitter as well. Someone said, okay, so I saw Angela. Where's Angela? Mushrooms and weed would not be bad. They both have anxiety. Mushrooms help with that. Right. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure of all of the benefits of any of that stuff. I know that there are people that talked about microdosing mushrooms, and that can help with different things. Definitely not here to judge whatever they might be using in any way. I'm just curious because that definitely could, that could have led to more of an interaction with Crystal and Kylan at the Moonflower. Just considering that they had a history of potentially selling drugs. Once again, not wanting to paint them in that light either. I just know that they had a history of that. So there's always a potential. I think they were microdosing like in the case of Alexis Sharkey. Their cases are mirror images of each other. Both live holistic lifestyles, prefer natural remedies over pills. Makes sense. There's ayahuasca out in Moab. Yeah. Oh yeah. You can for sure get a hold of ayahuasca out there. Very cool. Very cool. And thanks to everyone who got us over the 500 like mark. That's amazing. We're over 1,000 people in here right now. I appreciate you guys all stopping by. We are just going to be going through and checking out the Google Maps. So if I miss a chat that is crucial, I have the mod that may hit me up if there's something like super, super crucial that I miss. But I'm going to go through. If you guys see any cameras that I miss, also let me know. So obviously we know this is where, let's do a quick recap. This is where Brian, where are we all of a sudden? Why did it move so far down? There we go. Holy cow. This is where Brian was taken after the traffic stop, after the domestic dispute on August 12th. He was taken to the Bowen Motel, or the Bowen Motel. And we know that just down the street and to the left is the Moonflower. And I've gone over this several times in my videos, but I'm just going to do a quick recap. Curve wave, where are we at on the map? Yeah, so I'm letting you guys know. So we're in Moab. If I go back, this is the city of Moab. We're just checking out if potentially Brian did drive to this campsite where Crystal and Kylan ended up being found. How many cameras could he have possibly driven by? We're gonna go hunting for cameras, but I'm just showing how close the Moab is. So if you see, the Moonflower, my mouse circling around here, this is the Bowen Motel where Brian stayed that night, and so it's so incredibly close to the Moonflower. Violet591, great videos. Really enjoy your attention to detail. Maybe he ate a poisonous mushroom in the reserve. Whoa. Imagine he went out tripping on a crazy mushroom that ended up killing him. I don't know enough about, crazy mushrooms, but I know that there are definitely mushrooms that will hurt you. And maybe you never know. Like I said, everyone is welcome to chat about whatever theories they may have. This is a place to just, to converse. I feel like I'm just chatting with 1,000 people about this case, which is really, really fun because I'm very into this true crime stuff. And so I enjoy hearing everyone's opinions and thoughts. So yeah, you never know. I want to keep it mainly respectful in terms of not saying anything not overstepping and like necessarily like accusing people. I don't know. You have every right to really think what you want about all this. We'll keep it somewhat respectful in the comments. Karm, incredible. Thank you for the super sticker, the $4.99 super sticker. Really, really appreciate that. And once again, the super stickers never cease to amaze me. I don't know who designs those, but they're very cool. So thank you for that. First one, I recognize you from the comments. You mention this all the time. I've said it before. You should work for the feds. That'd be fun. I think that the feds probably do a better job than I do. They just don't stream on YouTube. My Twitter handle is it just says, I'm just a guy with an internet connection. And that is what I am. You too can search on Google Maps. Okay, let's do this, guys. We're gonna roll through. Thanks again to Violet for the $15 and Carm for the $5 super sticker. You guys are awesome. All right, so it's gonna be so easy to miss cameras because there are so many cameras that blend in really easily with buildings, and some of them may be those like door cams, built in kind of like right by the door. But I'd say in the case of Crystal and Kylan, it was someone they knew. Yeah, it definitely could have been. And I'm not trying to pin Brian for this, but they talked about murders being so like uncommon in Moab, and for this to happen, and then not even 2 weeks later from them finding their bodies, to find Gabby. And I know Gabby was up in Wyoming, but it all still seems so connected, and I don't know. So you never know. But okay, so here we have like traffic cameras. I don't know how much these traffic cameras, like what their field of view is, how wide they get. And I don't know, honestly, if how many of, I don't know how often these record, if they're just like recording all the time. But certainly traffic cameras maybe could have picked them up. Someone also said something about, Kathy says, did you see any alligators? No, we didn't see any alligators. And in fact, we talked to somebody, when the rainy season is ending in Florida right now. And so, the alligators are pushing back into where all the wetness is right now. So they're really not as common, where we were at. So we didn't see any, but when Brian was there, it definitely could have been, there could have been for sure alligators in that area. Someone said there are so many cameras. Did I miss some cameras that you saw? Or are you just saying in general there are so many cameras that... Because, yeah, I'm sure I've already missed one. It's so easy to miss them. I'm just looking to see if there's like one that's super, super prominent, sticking out. Someone says the bar must have a security camera. Which bar are you talking about? Let's keep it rolling. Moab seems like a pretty cool town for sure. There's like so many cafes, so many hiking stores, and just really chill spots. And apparently it's so common just to be able to park your car and your van and just like sleep, and no one really messes with you there. So that's another reason why it's so odd that all this happened. And I know someone just mentioned Crystal and Kylan, thinking it was someone that they knew. And look, you're probably right. I feel like a lot of these cases, it's not just random, but man, it'd be wild if it wasn't Brian and it wasn't someone they knew. There's someone just out there still, which is crazy. I'm sure the creepy guy was in a blue car. I think it was the dad that said it. I can't see Brian being able to get a hold of a blue car. That's a good point. I didn't catch the dad talking about the color of car. So we're just doing this just to see. Wedding venue camera. So let me show you guys what it looks like up at the wedding venue. Let's go over there. How far was Brian from the girls that got killed? So if Brian stayed at the Bowen Motel, in fact, or if he did in fact stay there the night of August 12th, he would have been 24 miles away. You can see it right up there. This is the route right here. And it would have taken him roughly 45 minutes to get up there in a car. If he hiked, it says it would take 8 hours and 6 minutes, and it would be like 4,000 feet of elevation. So that is likely not the case. It's quite the hike up there. Guys, thank you so much for 600 likes. Give one more. Everyone give one more if you haven't already. Let's get this thing up. Let's get it up to 1,000. You know what? Let's get it up to 1,000. There's 1,200 people here. There's 1,300 people here. Let's get this like train going. And let's go to the Whispering Oaks Ranch. So he would have to have driven right by the Whispering Oaks Ranch, which is the wedding venue. And there's actually no Google Street View. If we look, let's look at photos of the Whispering Oaks Ranch. This is where the wedding happened. I would imagine that there's some photos. Sorry, guys, that's not fitting full screen. There we go. I would imagine that there's some photos of the property a little bit more close up to see if we could see like cameras. Yeah, that like train. Let's go. 727. You guys are coming through. You can really only like the video once. If you like it again, it'll unlike, and then the likes will just go down. So really, out of the 1,300 people that are here, there's just a lot of people waiting, sitting on that thumb, waiting for the perfect moment for the video to be worthy of that thumb in the upward direction. 9 people decided that the video is a piece of crap, which is fine. But to everyone else, thank you. Yeah, I don't know, guys. We're seeing some more outside of the building. The thing about it is that this, the Whispering Oaks, if you can see from the outside, it's like up here, and you can't tell really super well on this angle, but it looks like it's up on kind of a hill. And so it's really hard to tell. I feel like the camera would have to be pointing perfectly down the road to be able to catch the car. This right here is where Crystal and Kylan were camping. So they were apparently back by these trees. And they said that they were seeing a creepy guy. Someone just said in the chat that the creepy guy was in a blue car potentially. So if that is confirmed, then that does definitely, it doesn't rule Brian out, but it definitely makes it a little bit more of a leap. But yeah, so I don't know if there is someone that I know that is trying to get a hold of satellite images taken on this day to see if we can see a van or any sort of a car in this area. But that's pretty hard to get access to those images. Someone said something. Let me see what is. Oh, this case is honestly getting more. The situation is getting more and more fishy. Yes, it is. I agree. Very fishy. Florida sheriff reveals how he thinks Brian Laundrie. See, there's all these comments and all these articles coming out about how Brian probably died. And it's just so odd. Like, why continue to speculate? It feels like the Northport police are 100% just like embarrassed by how this all, like, because look, the reserve is huge. I just went out there last weekend. It is big. But like, if the parents did give the hiking trail early on that Brian liked to frequent, then what were they doing 8 miles away? If you guys saw my video, it's like 4 or 5 videos ago. They were so far away in mid-September. What led them to eventually finding them like not even a mile into the trail in the Myakkahatchee side? So it's like either the parents lied at the beginning or they told the truth and the police didn't even take that as fact and go into the part of the reserve that they recommended. It's all very, very fishy. It's just, so yeah, what I'm getting at is this article. These the police, I feel like, are just like trying to cover their bases after the fact. Like, oh, we knew this. They're admitting to certain things. The whole Brian looking like his mom. Guys, when this is a documentary on Netflix, that's going to be the moment where it goes like this. When they talk about the Northport police in the documentary that's going to come out, I'm going to guess right now when this comes out. It is November now. February of 2023. February 2nd, 2023 is the day that this documentary is going to come out. And if I'm right on that, I'm going to look back on it and we'll see. But I'm going to guess on February 2nd, 2023, when the Netflix documentary comes out about this case and they go over the moment where the Northport police admitted to seeing Brian's mom and thinking that it was Brian, this is what's going to happen. It's going to cut in on the person that's doing the interview, and they're going to go like this. They're going to go, now, how did they mess up so bad? How did the Northport police mess up so bad? And then the music's going to go boom, and then it's going to, you guys, if you guys are crime junkies, you've seen Netflix documentaries. That's going to be a huge moment, and then the episode will end, and everyone watching will be like, holy cow, and all of us who've been following this are going to be like, I remember the live stream when Aaron zoomed in on his face. Anyways, so yeah, I believe the police are clearly just like, oh, we think he killed himself. He probably died right when he went in there, and it made it really hard for him to be found, because it's like they did bad. They did bad. Thank you for joining Aaron's live stream. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. Thank you, Alicia. Yes. 2223. Oof, you're funny. You guys, do you not think that would is that too far, or is that too soon? I think it could happen. Aaron, Gabby's posted from Arches stating a campground devils something. How close to Moab? Please map it out. Scarlett mentioned. Okay, Aaron, Gabby posted about Arches something at a campground devils something. I'll look into it. Let me. I'm gonna play something else. I feel like there was something else I was gonna play. There was another thing right here. I'll look into that, Scarlett. We'll maybe do a little live mapping. I know I just jumped from the Moab stuff with Kylan and Crystal, but we're bouncing around tonight, guys. I didn't know if I was gonna stream. I'm glad I'm streaming. I'm enjoying chatting with you guys. So we'll see. He may have. Just may have. It's like, cool. All of us know that. He may have also went and had a smoothie on the way. I don't know. It's like, what are these articles? What are these videos? Sorry if I'm in the way of the text, guys. This is all stuff we know. I mean, I saw that video on my feed and I had to play it. It's just like all these videos, and that's why I wanted to hop on stream. I'm just like, I'm seeing all these articles about like the police talking about Brian, like probably killed himself, probably did this. It's like, yeah, no, really, right? Like that's, I hope. I mean, it sounds like you guys found his bones. Are you not sure that he's been found? Like, it's like, answers, please. Let's get some answers going. I think it was, I don't know who it was that was asking about this. Devil's Campground, Devil's Garden Campground. Let me move my little head back up here. I think it was Kathy, if I'm wrong on the name. Sorry about that. Someone asked about this area that Gabby had mentioned on an Instagram, I believe. I think they were talking about Devil's something. So I looked up near Arches in Moab, and there is the Devil's Garden Campground. So I don't know who it was that asked me about that, but I think they just said to map it. So this is me mapping it out. In relation to where they got pulled over, or I guess they got pulled over right here, just outside of, literally right here, just outside of Moab. I feel like Brian mentioned something about Arches National Park, which is right up here. Anyways, yeah, way up here. And so I don't know if I think they had gone to Arches already, because she had posted those photos. So I think that's what he was talking about. But Devil's Garden Campground looks to be just northwest of Arches. And if we plop the little Google boy down there, it just looks like a lot of the same landscape. Tabbert says the FBI knows. If they even thought he was involved, they would have put a warrant out for murder. I think they argue, what does Brian do? So I think he went on a hike hitchback and she wasn't. Speculation. We got some theories bouncing around in the chat. Guys, I feel like even the situation around Gabby being so unclear, Oh, Angela said he told the cops to drop him off at Delicate Arches. I remember him saying, like, you could drop me off to camp. But yeah, the Gabby thing is kind of what not upsets me most, but this whole story, and if you guys think I'm right, let's get this thing to 1,000 likes, because we're like 100 and less than 200 away. But no matter what, I think this whole story went from Gabby Petito missing and this search for Gabby and this like mystery around Gabby, and this guy stole the whole show in terms of like, oh, so now we don't know anything about what happened to Gabby. We don't know who killed her. Like, do we not have any DNA that can prove at least if it was this piece of crap that did it, that it was him? Because I feel bad calling him a piece of crap until I absolutely know. And until then, it's like he just, and I don't want to say stole the show in terms of that, but it's like for the last month and a half, we've just been talking about Brian. And like, I feel like we've all not forgotten about Gabby, but it's like people message me sometimes, dude, this story's over, like move on. And it's like, no. No, because no, like there's not, the answers aren't there. Like at the very least, if the FBI knows that it was Brian, and I know they have to wait for certain things to be said in order to release information, I feel like Gabby's gotten lost in a lot of this. Margie K, mom and dad told the police from day one where he was in the reserve. Question is, there any satellite pic of the day Brian Laundrie went in the reserve you can get? So let me show you. I'm going to play. You know what? There's probably a few people here that are new to the channel that haven't seen this video. And thanks for 900 likes, guys. I know I just kind of went on a rant there. And what I'm saying is like, and I'll get to that, Margie. I'm going to go to the video. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. You are awesome. It just kind of pisses me off that it's just all been everything's been about Brian Laundrie, and like we don't have answers about Gabby yet. And yeah, Carolyn, this is Gabby's story. Yes. As much as this is like we're talking about Brian right now and what we've been talking about in my videos in the past and what everyone's talking about, this started with him coming home and leaving Gabby over 1,500 miles away. Like that immediately already was a piece of crap thing to do. And so it frustrates me. And yeah, Miss Harmony says it'll all come out eventually. I agree. I think like a lot of people, I'm just a little bit fired up about it. You should be able to talk about whatever you want. There are some numerous odd things about this case that don't have any answers. Yeah, exactly, Blonde Bunny. And I know I'm able to talk about what I want to talk about, but it's like answers. Man, I wish we had some more answers. So let me go. So excuse me on that. There's an ad. So to go back to Margie K's super chat, which thank you again, Margie, I'm going to go back and play a little portion of this video. And once again, to the 1,400 people almost that are in here right now, to those that have seen this video already, I apologize. I'm going to play a little bit. This is the initial search for Brian Laundrie. This gives me a second to go fill my water back up and come back and continue to chat with you guys. But I'm going to play this video because it shows that the initial search efforts for Brian ended up being almost 9 miles away from where they ended up finding him. So hopefully, if you haven't seen this already, you find it somewhat interesting. And if you have seen it, like I said, my apologies, but I will be right back. There's me again. What's going on, YouTube? Aaron here, and in today's video, I wanted to hop back in to Google Maps and compare some earlier live footage from the WFLA news coverage in the early parts of the search for Brian Laundrie. It was a highly requested topic from yesterday's video, which, by the way, a lot of you that are here now that are new, thanks for coming over from the Mel live stream. Mel, thanks for featuring my video on your live stream. I had many requests to do this, so I figured I'd hop in and do this really quick. This is not, I have a full-time job in video production and editing, and so this is kind of my thing. So I'm able to like do this quickly, but I figured I'd do this early in the morning, maybe send this over to Mel, and if he wants to use this once again on his live stream, feel free. But I wanted to do a quick recap for people. If you want to go check out yesterday's video, I show the exact location in which Brian Laundrie, which we now know Brian Laundrie's human remains, have been confirmed to have been found. At the time I recorded this video, it was just the items that had been found and potential human remains. So I'm going to quickly, briefly go over this. If you go to yesterday's video, go to the 2-minute mark and start the video there, you'll get the full recap. But I'm kind of circling with my mouse right now where the tented off or roped off section with the tent is in the Carlton Reserve. And I'm going to skip ahead, and you can see this is the section of trees right here. That's the same section of trees right there. And then if we even scrub over a little bit further, I mean, you can see the road, the curved road here is the same curved road there. I had a comment in my video yesterday asking about the bridge. So as you can see, there's a bridge right up here. I'm not seeing that bridge up here. It looks like maybe a little plot of grass, like a grassy bridge of some sort or something that would have been like right there. But maybe they built this bridge recently and it's just not showing up on the maps. But anyways, I wanted to do a recap. So now that we're 2 minutes into this video, we can go to the new information that I found. So I wanted to compare at the very end of this video, I'm going to show water levels. I found a photo, and I know the photo's gone around. A lot of people have seen it, but I want to compare water levels in September to now in October in the reserve and talk about that. But before that, I want to go to the aerial footage from September 23rd, and this is all courtesy of WFLA. I'm just reacting to their video here. I wanted to see like where were they searching when they first started the hunt or the search in the reserve. And this is one of the first videos I found from early on in the search. And immediately I am seeing, and let me go ahead and I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller. This body of water gave it all away. I was like, oh, this is going to be easy. So let me go ahead and show you guys how I determined that. So let me go ahead and move myself over. Sorry. I'm going to move myself over here. And I'm going to go through kind of how I determined where they ended up finding him. So on my map, my goodness. Okay, there we go. On my map, I have, this is the spot where Brian Laundrie was found. Okay, right here. This is that curved road. And so I decided to search around and try to match up this footage that you guys see over here. Okay, and it was relatively easy to find this body of water right here. And I didn't even have to line, I mean, it was immediate that I knew there was this notch in the water here that is the same notch there. And that is all I needed to know. I mean, everything else is obvious. You've got the curved road right here. As we play the video, you can see they zoom in. This is kind of where the media was focusing on, or I guess the media was setting up. Yeah, they zoom in here. You see some of the law enforcement blocking off the entrance to the reserve. And then, yeah, you see that the tree here is the same tree in the shot, and the media is lined up there. I mean, I think they even got a shot of the street, the cross street, so you can even see that. But they're zoomed in right here on this section now. As you can see, they're following this road up. They're showing all of their equipment, their airboats, all their trucks, all the things they had. Early on in the search efforts, you guys remember, they had so many crazy vehicles. They had so many, they spent so much money out there. And so right now, I want to show this is where they had kind of set up their base camp. And so we're going to go ahead and zoom in on that now. And that would be right here. So if I pause the video and I let me move this over a little bit. You'll see the tents that are in, or not the tents, but the two little roofs right here. It matches up. So it was very obvious to see that this was exactly where they were starting to focus their efforts in the early stages of the search. So what I found to be interesting is matching this up with what I already knew about where they found Brian Laundrie. It's very interesting. So they were obviously much further west in their initial search. So there's that lake right there on the screen. This is that section that I just showed you where they were kind of all parking their vehicles and setting up a base camp. If we move over, way over here is where they ended up finding Brian. Way over here, like I just said, this section, this is this curved road. This is where the media was setting up in the later part of the search when they ended up actually finding the remains. You guys will remember those shots of the media right there. So I thought, you know what? How far were they from where they ended up actually finding him? So let's go ahead and do the same thing where we measure the distance. We zoom out. We go way over here in the reserve. And once again, here's the lake. Here's kind of where they were setting up their base camp. And let's just go ahead and see. And it's exactly 8.75 miles from where they found Brian. I don't know if they knew that if say the Mustang was parked here, right? When he came out, I don't know if he parked the Mustang in this area. I have yet to find a photo of the Mustang at the Carlton Reserve. Because if they had evidence that he had parked here at one point, then our story gets a little crazier because that means he ended up 8.5 miles away. If they just happened to start at this point of the reserve, then it was just purely happenstance that they honed in on it eventually. But it also makes me wonder, how did they hone in on that? Because if you look, the reserve is quite large. They could have gone all the way up here and searched. They could have, what led them to go directly east, which is my next interesting point. If we zoom out and look at the line that I just measured, guys, I got to go full face cam for this. That is a direct lateral line, like the same line of latitude. I mean, if we even look, it mirrors the road. It is parallel with the road almost perfectly. It's almost a straight line east to west. If we zoom out even more in the state of Florida, I mean, look at this. It's almost like they pinged a location initially that was hitting them with a line of latitude that they could at least be on. Or obviously this section of the land this parking lot was obviously just a good area to set up camp. It just seems super odd to me that it was so directly on the same plane that they ended up finding him. And I know I don't think they had a cell phone or anything, but if there was any sort of a ping that they got from a cell phone early on, maybe they were just getting that one kind of bit of latitude in the ping. But I mean, look at this, guys. This is it's wild how straight of a line this is. So it's funny to me, or not funny to me. It's just, it's intriguing to know that they ended up way over here. So obviously early on, the lawyer stated that the Laundries did end up giving information of where he likes to frequent in the reserve. So maybe they did tell them, he likes to come in off of Reisterstown Road or whatever, and go in at that entrance to the park. And then maybe that's what led them over here. But either way, for them to be in this section and then to hone in directly on this, they had to have had some sort of information that led them there. Because like I said, look at how much, why wouldn't they, did they search way up here and just know okay, yeah, we haven't seen them? It's very odd to me that they really honed in on this section. So maybe when Christopher Laundrie came out and tried to show them where he would like to frequent or hike frequently, this is where he led them. I don't know. Either way, they were led to this area, which is a very specific area. That's a pretty wild thing. So I wanted to cover two more quick things here. I know we're already at 10 minutes, but to confirm once again, this is that location. This is that lake from a different angle. Okay. Okay, guys. So that's basically the video that I wanted to show you guys. Now that was from my post on October 22nd, just 2 days after they ended up finding Brian. And so I know a lot of you guys are new to the channel, and I actually saw a few new people jumping in to the chat here recently. Hello to Teresa. There's a lot of new people, so I wanted to be able to play that video. But if you guys are new and you want to see any of my previous videos, be sure to hit subscribe. Well, you don't have to go to do that to see my old videos. Just go back and check out my old videos if any of that sounds interesting. But then just subscribe for future videos, of course, as well. But I was also noticing something while I was letting that play. I'm just reading the chat, and you guys have so many just, amazing things going on. Also, we're 2 likes away from 1,000. We almost hit it before that video was over, and we're about to blast off past it. Thank you all for liking the stream. But I'm so fascinated by all the chats going on. There's paragraphs going back and forth between people. And I just have to say, there is, despite some random people jumping in and just talking nonsense, which I just caught wind of, there are more people just chatting amongst each other and creating a really nice community here, and I really appreciate that. This is great to see. I kind of just want to keep going back into those chats. I know Angela and a few others were really having some good back and forth. I asked you to map where the couple picked up Brian, and how far was that from Gabby's body? Oh, Kathy, let's do that. Let me pull that up. But I just wanted to. I'm gonna be in the chat as much as I can, and maybe it will end the stream with just kind of chatting back and forth. But that, Kathy brought up a good point, and I do have that information. So let me pull this up, Kathy, and then we will get to that in a moment. I'm just gonna play this video in the background. 1 second. Let me pull it up. But yeah, I just wanted to say thanks again, guys, for the back and forth in the chat. Everyone, for the most part, is keeping it respectful and just bouncing ideas off each other and theories, and just it really is interesting to read that as we're live streaming here. So, all right, let me find this here. I'm gonna show you guys where this all happened. We're gonna do some map questing here. I assume you're talking about the TikTok couple. So okay, so we've got boxing. We've got a boxing ad. Also, I wanted to say, oh wow, Monica, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Let me pull this back up and move this over here. All right, guys, let's go. Monica. Oh, she didn't say anything in the super chat. I thought I was like rushing to read it. It is just a super chat. So Monica Manesh, thank you for the $5 super chat. It is very much appreciated. Okay, so let me open up the maps here. We're going to show, I think it was Kathy. Who was it that just said that they wanted me to map? Oh, also my mother. The Mustang got the ticket 6968 Reisterstown Road. So the ticket for the Mustang was, let me just show you guys real quick before we go to that. Let's see. So thank you for that super chat, my mother. Mustang 6968 Reisterstown Road. So let me just show you where that's at. 6968 Reisterstown Road, Northport, Florida. So once again, that is exactly at the entrance to the reserve, and it's just inside the reserve right here. And in fact, in my video that I posted yesterday, I'll show you guys real quick. I drove right next to that. So let me pull that up. And I know we're kind of going on tangents here. We are going to go map out the distance between where Brian was picked up and Gabby's body, because there is a whole thing on the whole hiking thing as well. Did the parents report gun or any weapon missing? Some other people in the chat may be able to speak to that. Some people are saying that they for sure think that Brian had a gun registered to his name. Others are waiting for that to come in if it's confirmed or not. But possibly. I don't think they reported anything being missing. So let me show you guys. This is the video that came out yesterday on my channel. And this is me entering the reserve. So let me show you guys. This is the park sign. And then that sign is like right here on the map. And then, so if I turn it, this is kind of what we're looking at. And if I go back, we turned right into the lot. And then where I think that Brian actually parked his car was in this green patch of grass right here. So that would put us at like right around this mark on the map, because I heard that he was parked along this road, because this is what they were worried about, it getting towed. So anyways, Superior Dreams 19, nice job on your live stream today. Good night, everyone. Take care. Good night. Thank you for joining. And I will say, since you're exiting the stream now, check out the video on Friday. It has nothing to do with the Brian Laundrie case. But since you're leaving, I just wanted to say, tune back in Friday. I have a very interesting video coming out that I think you will like. And at the end of this, I'm going to reveal the title, potentially, of that video. So thank you for stopping by. Trish, good work. Thank you, Trish, for the $5 super chat. You are amazing. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Thanks again for the 5. So yeah, I think the Mustang was along here, because had he just parked a little bit further into the park, I don't think anyone would have had any issue with his car being there. And so, obviously you can't park anywhere right here, because you would just be blocking the road. And then if I skip forward, this is where everyone was just parking. And so I think he was parked, like I said, right when you enter the park and on that green patch right there. So anyways, KP, nice job, Aaron. Yes, thank you. Nice. I appreciate that. But if we go in here and we actually type in the coordinates for Gabby's, are you heading out, KP? No, Shelly. Shelly, goodbye, Shelly. See you next time. This is the reported location, and I know in my stream a couple days ago I was off by a little bit. This is apparently the exact location of Gabby's final resting place, somewhere in here. And then if we pinpoint it back to this area over here and we measure the distance, it's roughly, I think, 900 feet, 693. Okay. 700, give or take. Actually, I think their van was more so back here. Yeah, I think their van could have been further back here, which would put them, closer to 947 feet, somewhere around there. No, the car was parked in more on the grass by the fence. Okay, so Steve, I had heard that as well. So there was two little... two things that I was given, 2 pieces of information. So I have no idea, but I have also heard that, Steve. So thank you for commenting that. Tiffany, Tiffany, coffee money. Thank you for the $4.99. I will. You know what I'm gonna do, Tiffany? I'm gonna go get a coffee tomorrow, and I'm gonna think of you. I'm gonna think this was on Tiffany, and I remember you from Instagram as well. I remember the name. Hard to forget. We have very similar last names. Yours just has the little ER. Okay, so a while back, and after my long tangent, we are now going to map the location from Gabby's final remains, which are roughly right around here. I'm going to clear this measurement. And we are going to measure the distance to the Coulter Bay Village, which is reportedly where the TikTokers picked up Brian on August 19th. No, August 29th. Yeah, August 29th, I believe. And they apparently gave him a ride. So if we go directions from here back to where Gabby was, it is 17.6 miles. What's interesting, though, if we start where Gabby's location was and we switch it and we add hiking, watch what happens right here, guys. So watch what happens to this portion of the map that kind of looks like an L. If we hit hiking, it goes around the opposite side. I'm going to end this poll. It goes around to the opposite side. And some people are speculating that Brian, to form his alibi, to create his alibi after killing Gabby, potentially hiked the 5 hours and 18 minutes that it would roughly take to hike all the way to Coulter Bay, which is, once again, this is what it looks like. Let's see. So, I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Do you guys think that Brian hiked that whole way? Obviously, Brian could have only, I mean, you never know. He may have just hiked like up to this road, and he could have gotten he could have hitchhiked from someone else. Like, we don't know really how, just because the TikToker talked about picking him up doesn't mean someone else did it and then just didn't talk about it. So, Lulu, hi, I always miss your live chats. Do you ever find out where Brian parked his car? I read an article. Oh, I was just going over that, and a couple of people chimed in and said that I may have been off by a little bit, but it's just inside the reserve a little bit. I don't think there's too much behind the parking spot. Trust Your Gut says the parking spot was pre-staged since they are familiar to where or not allowed to park and been frequent visitors to the park. Exactly. If they were parking in a spot that they shouldn't have parked, then it seems a little odd. But what I thought was weird when the story about the people that were giving him a ride when he was hitchhiking from Coulter Bay, they mentioned being in the car. Here, I have it written down over here. Let me pull it up so I have it exactly. They mention, let's see. It's not this one. So, they mentioned picking him up. It's Miranda Baker. That's who the TikToker is. Miranda Baker picked him up in Coulter Bay, which is right here, at 5:30 p.m. It was stated that Brian approached them asking for a ride to Jackson. So, and then she said that they dropped him off at Jackson Lake Dam, which is only 7.9 miles. So if we go from here and we turn this off and we go to Jackson Lake Dam, that's like 7.2 miles in the car, 7.9. It says it'll only take 14 minutes. Let me read this super chat real quick. Oh my goodness, it's a super sticker from Lulu Martinez. Thank you for the $4.99 super sticker. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Miranda Baker claimed that they drove from Coulter Bay and ended up dropping him off after they mentioned there was a confusion between Jackson Hole, Jackson Dam. Brian ended up needing to get out of the car essentially at here at Jackson Lake Dam. And they said he was in the car. They said they dropped him off at 6:09. So if they picked him up at 5:30 and they dropped him off at 6:09, that's 39 minutes in the car, which I thought was odd. Because if you look, it's saying it only should take 14 minutes to drive from here all the way to Jackson Dam. And look, I get it. If it was at night, if it was late at night and the roads were dark, maybe they were taking it slow. You never know. But I just think it's interesting that it took them that long. Watchmen Studios 2.0, just paying it forward to another senior citizen in here who's on SS and cannot afford to buy you a coffee. This is from her. Great job and God bless. Oh, this is from her. Great job and God bless. Oh, paying it forward from. Oh, thank you. That's super, super nice. Thank you so much. Thanks, Watchman. So kind. So kind. Paying it forward, guys. Paying it forward. Gabby found in a dry environment. Thanks again. I really appreciate that. JTube says, traffic at the time of year can be congested. He wanted to get out there because he needed to go down to the 191, which also goes to Jackson Hole, but he wanted the Spread Creek turnoff. JTube's on it. I feel like JTube's always on it. Yeah, I was wondering the confusion there too, because Spread Creek's like right down here. Jackson Hole would have put them way too far down here, or Jackson right down here would have put them way too far down on the 191, so that makes sense. Because, yeah, he didn't need to go that far down. Yeah, so who knows? But then he apparently got another ride from here, and then he got off just outside the park, I guess, and then went from there. But if you guys haven't seen it, and I know some of you are new to the channel, and that might be an interesting poll. I'm going to ask you guys if this is the first time you have seen my stream, or if you or my videos. Is this the first time? Let me know, because I want to know if the YouTube algorithm has pushed me out to any new viewers. A lot of people are already saying no, but to the people that are new, so the people that click yes on that chat, go back in a couple videos. A couple videos ago, I go over the distance that Brian had to go all the way back to Florida, and what that kind of would have looked like, and the type of car that they had, and how many times he likely would have had to stop. And I know that there's a lot of speculation on like the weight of the car and all these different things. And so, you never know like he probably had to stop 10 times legitimately, but I just did the bare minimum amount of times based on the gas tank size. So that's kind of interesting. And then, yeah, if you're new here as well, definitely check out some of my previous videos prior to that. I really haven't been doing this for very long, so I appreciate all the new people that have stopped by. Teresa, thank you for the good job thumbs up super sticker. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you very much. The $4.99 super sticker. That is another coffee, my friends. I will take beautiful wife out for a coffee, and it will be on both Teresa and it will be on Lulu. I guess who said something about the coffee before? It was Tiffany. So coffee on all of you. Thank you guys very, very much. It's very much appreciated. Someone says, "Oh, Faith says Faith is new. He or she. Billy, I'm new. Welcome, Nancy. Welcome to all the new viewers." So there are definitely some new people. So with that said, let's go down and hit subscribe for all the new viewers, so we can have you guys in the next live stream. I'm probably going to be live streaming Thursday, and then I'm going to be posting Friday. Now, you know what? I have a question that's completely unrelated to the Gabby case that I'm very interested in asking here in a moment. So let's see how close we are to 11,000 subscribers real quick. Sandy, you're new. Oh my goodness, thank you. So many new people. So yeah, did you guys, I'm assuming you guys just found me on your YouTube watch page. That's fascinating. YouTube is really pushing that stuff out there. That's amazing. Okay, let me go large, full screen for a moment, and then we will go back to this. Okay, guys, check it. We are less than 300 people away from hitting 11,000 subscribers. Now, There are 1,300 people in here right now. And I know that my math, obviously, some of you, 75% of you, aren't new here. However, I would bet that there are 200 people in here that are not subscribed. And it looks like that's the case. Let's do it, guys. Let's leave this up for here. I'm going to leave this up here for a little bit and then go through the chat, and then we will find something else to chat about. Someone said something about Moab. I'm going to be reading this chat, and maybe we can blast off past 11,000 subscribers. That would be an amazing thing. And then I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek into my video that's coming out Friday that I think you guys will really enjoy. If you're into true crime at all, I think you guys will enjoy it. The gun was behind the van, and the gun box key was on their keychain. You know what, Jones? I thought that when Brian and Gabby got pulled over, it was super strange. He had so many moments where he was like, not checking his bag, but he was worried about what was in the van, and I'm almost sure he had a gun on him during that trip. So, DC, thank you for the $3.99 super sticker with the coffee. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Laura says, yes, you randomly showed up in my feed. So glad I found you. I subscribed. Thank you, Laura. Boom Bap Clap says subbed. Rachel says watching since day one. You're my day one homie, Rachel. Thank you. Thank you so much. It looks like a lot of new people in here. So thank you, Alicia. The donation via Watchman. Okay, so this is clarifying that Watchman Studios 2.0 was on behalf of Soul Seeker, aka Sandy Wolf. They just wanted you to know. If I misread that, Alicia, thank you for letting me know. Watchman, if I misread your message, I apologize, but thank you so much to Soul Seeker, aka Sandy Wolf. Really, really appreciate that donation. And thank you so much for watching. Laura freaking me out. I'm not new. Everyone hit that like button. Day one girl here. Kira says you came recommended by YouTube, so here I am. Nice. Someone said something about the Mary Piglets though, being on like a gag order or being silenced. I think here's the thing, and I know a couple other people that stream have talked about this. I think the Mary Piglet, and we're gonna check back on those subs in a moment and see if you guys got me over 11,000. I'm gonna actually come back to it and we'll see together. I'm gonna refresh the page, but I wanted to go full screen for this. So yeah, we have more people. Teresa's talking about the Mary Piglet. Mary Piglets deleted the video of him and Gabby there. Brian Enton said it. So I did the math on the Mary Piglets, and it's not very difficult math, but if we look, hold on just one second. Lulu Martinez, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate it. I don't even know what that animal is, but thank you for the $4.99 super sticker. That's amazing. Really, really appreciate it. So the video camera footage from Piglets, if indeed they were there supposedly on August 27th, rather. If they didn't delete the footage, a lot of I know that they ended up deleting the footage. Sorry. If they were on a 2-week cycle, I know a lot of cameras will self-delete the footage after 2 weeks. So say nothing happens over a 2-week period, like a break-in or anything that they would need to go back into the footage for. The footage then would delete itself. So it has this like 2-week buffer, and a lot of camera systems are different. They're not always 2 weeks, but there'll usually always be a buffer to where, say you have a security system at your home and you come back from vacation for 7 days and you see that something had happened, you can go back in that footage and it will not delete it itself as long as it's within that window. They were at the Mary Piglets on August 27th, which is a Friday. And if they were on that 2-week window, then 2 weeks from August 7th would be September 10th, which we know the day after, I believe, is when Gabby was reported missing, right? On September 11th or somewhere right around that time. So even if they had the information about them being at the Mary Piglets and they thought it could be valuable footage on the camera, maybe it self-deleted on September 10th and the footage just, they never were able to go back into it. But I also, T.D. McCoy says something that is similar to what I'm about to say next. There are issues with businesses if you neglect like domestic violence scenarios. Like if you push something under the rug and you're not like, if you don't report something, I think is what I'm trying to say. There's certain rules in place depending on where you're at in the US where if you don't actually report on something and then something ends up happening, you could be in a whole lot of legal trouble. And so I think the Mary Piglets is just saying like, I think they're kind of just glossing over everything and saying like, it wasn't as crazy as it seems. It wasn't as bad as it seems. And just to save themselves because they don't want to be tied up in this any more than they already are. I think, it's just, it's a bad situation overall. So yeah, I think the Mary Piglet situation is them trying to not potentially get in any trouble. Because I think that, not that they are at fault for any reason, but I feel like I believe the girl that was talking about the Mary Piglets. So anyways, thanks again to Lulu for that super sticker. It still pops up for me. I don't know if you sent another one, but I think it's the same one. So thank you, Lulu, for that. Let's see what people are saying here. Thank you to everyone joining the stream tonight. Yes, thank you for all your insightful thoughts and comments, guys. My feeling is someone big in law enforcement is involved in drugs, and that's who Kaylin and Crystal were possibly selling for. We're going down the rabbit hole. You never know. Guys, it's not... That stuff is real. Like, ties with law enforcement in towns, especially small towns. You never know what's happening behind closed doors and what's getting just brushed under the rug, right? Pushed under the rug, swept under the rug, whatever the phrase is. So you just never know. One of the girls worked at the co-op they shopped at for lunch that day. If Brian Laundrie saw them, he and Gabby fighting, they would understand how he did it and why. Exactly. You never know. You never know. Okay, I'm going to get another poll going, and this is going to kind of, here someone says, agreed, Aaron. Oh, Carolyn, thank you. Yeah, ooh. I'm enjoying reading your guys' comments. I'm not going to lie. The timeline's already out. There, regardless of the Mary Piglet, they may have been there. I doubt they witnessed. Brian had to go home. Sales were skyrocketing. That cop with the 666 on his hand. Angela? I didn't see that. One of the cops had 666? Tattooed or what? Grizzly would say, damn. I don't know if you guys watched Grizzly. I've been watching some more of Grizzly's videos. I heard that she shouted me out a few days back, and so I have tuned in on a few. I missed her charity live stream recently, but I've been watching some of her videos. Yeah, honey, the girl said a creepy guy parked near them, so it could have been him or them in the van. Brian could have killed them when Gabby was with him, and that led to Gabby being murdered by him. I don't know. Misty Fields, Aaron, I sent you a message/comment. Are you talking about on DM, Misty? Or did you send a super chat? Did I not see it? Yes, at the pullover, the cop had a tattoo of 666. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that. Misty, I don't know what message, unless this is you in my... Oh. Unless this is... Okay. I don't know if this is you, Misty, on Instagram DMs. Hi there. I can't DM on Twitter, but I think Miranda Baker drive to the right instead of the left when driving Brian Laundrie. Oh, so that's... to the right instead of the left one. Are you saying when they picked him up, they went a different route potentially? That could be. That could be. Okay. As we're approaching the 2-hour mark, I have to ask this question. Now, for the 1,300 people that are in here, I'm going to ask this question. This has nothing to do with the Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito case. But I want to know, I want everyone to vote on this because I want to know if you, I just want to know what you guys think of this. So, I know that this isn't Gabby and Brian related, but I want to see, because this has something to do with my video that's coming out on Friday. Now, to anyone in here who is a true crime junkie, potentially a true crime junkie, do you know about the Cecil Hotel? The Cecil Hotel not only it's the case of Elisa Lam. That's like one of the notable cases around the Cecil Hotel. Okay, we got a 50-50 right now. The Cecil Hotel. There's a documentary on Netflix about the Cecil Hotel. It's called Crime Scene: The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel. Okay, it's on Netflix. This is what it's called. If you would like, okay, so we have some people that are saying no. We have more people saying no. We have a lot of people in the chat saying yes. A lot of people say that case is strange. Was that the girl that was spotted in the elevator on camera, says Karen? Yes, that is. You're correct. True crime, paid private investigator. Yep, poor girl. Yep, the water. Okay, so yeah, a lot of people are saying yes as well. It seems like obviously there are a fair amount of people that haven't heard of the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles. But if you haven't and you are into true crime at all and you want to watch my video on Friday and you have Netflix, go check out this documentary. This is what it's called. I have it highlighted right here. If you watch this and then come back and watch my video, it will make a lot more sense. But I just want to say, Haley says, I live close to it. So you're in LA, Haley. Nice. The title of my video on Friday is, I don't know the exact title yet. I have to work the title, but it's going to be I Accidentally Stayed at the Cecil Hotel. So for those of you who have seen the documentary, who know the story, I accidentally stayed at the Cecil Hotel. So my video is going to be about how I accidentally stayed there and how I ended up finding out that I accidentally stayed there. And it's an interesting story, or at the very least, it's interesting to me, and I think if you're a true crime fan, you might also think it's interesting. So, the girl who was found in the water tower, yes, I saw that. Yes, that's the exact story. Let's see. I've Got Word says, ooh, I will. Thank you. I'm so excited to see it. Nice. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Someone else said, you're the drone guy. Yes, I took the drone up to Myakkahatchee State Park the other day. And I flew it around. So Terry says, you're brave to stay there. Well, here's the thing, Terry. I had no idea I was even there when I stayed there. You'll have to wait for the video. There's another reason. Smash that subscribe button. In fact, let's go ahead and quickly check in. We're winding down on the stream tonight. Let's see if we're close to 11,000. Let's refresh. Okay. It's moving. Okay. I can live with that. We're getting there. We may not get there by the end of the stream. We probably won't. But thank you to those who have subscribed tonight. This was kind of just a stream I wanted to pop in and just talk about, we really didn't talk about some of the rumors. there was speculation that Brian had hung himself because there was a foot swing nearby. There was speculation that, he used a gun. There's all this different speculation right now, and there's a lot of people talking. There's a lot of people creating articles, but there's no real statements happening yet. So I just wanted to hop on. I know this stream's kind of been all over the place, but I wanted just to chat with you guys and see what you guys were thinking about the case right now. Someone recently said medication interaction. Are you in the documentary? I remember them interviewing people. I am not in the documentary. No, I actually didn't find out. Yeah, you'll see in the video if you watch it, but I didn't find out until the documentary had come out. Did you stay in the renovated Cecil or the old one? I'm not sure where I stayed. It was renovated in terms of it being named something differently, but it was in the same building. And yeah, it was definitely very interesting. Also, I saw some comments coming through about Cleo, right? Being found. That's amazing. The Cleo Smith story is coming to a very surprising conclusion. I'm curious as to who kidnapped her or how where they ended up finding her. But that's incredible news on Cleo Smith in Australia. Let's see. Watchmen Studios. I can't wait to see this, Aaron. Thank you, Watchmen. It comes out Friday, so definitely be on the lookout for that. And I will probably be streaming Thursday, especially if there's any new information out about this case. If there's not, maybe I won't stream Thursday. Maybe I'll just find another video to post, or I'll move. Here's the thing. If for some reason there's no new news coming out around the Brian Laundrie case, Gabby Petito case, I may bump that video back to Thursday. I've already filmed it. It's edited. It's ready to go. So we'll just have to see. But anyways, thanks to the 377 people who voted. It is split down the middle. 50% of the people who voted are not aware of the Cecil Hotel. So that gives me a good idea of potentially who will know what I'm talking about. She was found 7 miles away and the person was arrested. Oh, yes, I saw that. That's good that the person was arrested. Want to hear crazy? My mother shared a hospital room with Sharon Tate's mother, Charles Manson's victim, way back. What? Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Oh, thank you, Alicia, for giving that info to Darla. Yeah, there's a ton of information. At the very least, who was it that just said that to Alicia? Let's see. I don't see it. But thank you, Alicia. I think it was Darla. Oh, yeah, Darla. I will be checking that out. Yeah, Darla, there's a ton of information about the Cecil on YouTube. Just look up Cecil Hotel. And honestly, it's a lot of it's really horrific and it's not super fun. The documentary does a good job of, telling the history of the hotel and kind of covering the Elisa Lam case specifically, but they go into the overall history a little bit to kind of paint the picture. And it is wild. So at the very least, if you watch just one of the 10-minute videos on YouTube, you'll get a good idea of the Cecil Hotel before watching my video. Great lives. Thank you, Cynthia. Yeah. I saw also JTube commented about the dry bag. And I have to say, I'm not entirely sure. A bunch of people have been asking me about the dry bag. I'm not entirely sure where the dry bag was found. JTube. I want to say it was, let me open up the map again. Can you show the area where Brian was found before when there was water? So I can't really show it before there was water. I mean, we have just these maps. So Brian, I don't know that Brian was here, but this is the exact area in which he was, or at the very least, the ropes were set up. The tape. I think part of his remains were found within these trees underneath here. JTube has asked several times about the dry bag, and some people think that the dry bag was found really close to where the trail starts, like somewhere in here. So there's a lot of speculation on the dry bag. If the dry bag was way over here, then that's like literally, like, let me just do a rough estimate. That's like 1,500 feet from the parking lot. So it's like, that's crazy. That's not far at all. Brian was roughly somewhere out here, and I put a rough mark because I don't know exactly. But for the person who just asked where Brian was when the water levels were lower, I'm not sure where he was. Where they ended up finding him, however, like I said, was roughly in this area right here. So, right around 3,749 feet. So there's the area from the parking lot. Where he was at prior to it flooding, I don't know. Some people think he was super far away and maybe he shot himself. Marion says, did they find, I thought they did find a gun. Oh, I don't know. They found a gun at Sarasota Park. Some people think if he was shot further away, he could have drifted or been taken by an animal to this area over here. I'm not entirely sure. Marian Garcia says, I thought they did find a gun. They did find a gun. I don't think it's attached to this story unless they're still confirming that. But if they go out here, if I pull out here and show you, the gun was found way over here at Fort DeSoto Park, which is like an hour away. So the gun that they found was nowhere near where they found Brian. So I don't know about the gun. The dry bag was 100% a plant. It was easily spotted near a trail. The Fox News cameraman knows exactly where they found the dry bag. What is his name? I don't know about the Fox News guy. The WFLA guy's name is Paul, but anyways. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap up the stream. We're at the 2-hour mark. We've crossed the 2-hour mark. I just want to say once again, I really appreciate the people that have been super constructive and engaged in the chat tonight. I saw so many people going back and forth with just different theories and different ideas. You guys were helping each other out. People had questions. I wasn't catching everything, and I saw Alicia going in and clarifying certain things for certain people, and so I appreciate that. Thank you for the work with the mods there. If everyone could give a big shout out to Alicia in the chat, please do so. She's done a great job so far with everything. Tracy M says, thanks for the shout out to Grizzly. Congrats on the growth of your channel. You're a great content creator. Oh, of course. And Grizzly gave me a shout out. So it was only right for me to shout her out as well. And I really enjoy her videos so far. So thanks to her. And I need to reach out to her because it would be really fun to mull over some maps with her sometime, because she's the original map person. She's been doing it much longer, and I appreciate her shout out. So thank you, Tracy, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. All right. Once again, let's go in here. Let's see this. We didn't get to 11,000 subscribers. We almost got there, but you know what? We might wake up to it tomorrow. And so thank you to the people that have been here tonight. Like I said, lots of love in the chat right now for the mods and for Alicia. And yeah, like I said, thanks again for hopping in here tonight, guys. I know it was kind of just an all over the place stream, but I enjoyed seeing your guys' comments. And let's just hope for some news around this case that can give the Petito family answers, that can give us answers, that can help people in the future that deal with domestic violence incidents. Hopefully all of this can just help people in the future, because once we know exactly what happened, I think we'll be able to kind of finally step back and figure out how we can move forward from here and just grow from the experience overall and learn. And yeah, that's basically it. I mean, I wish we could get some more answers soon. I think we will. It may not be soon, but soon enough. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna be watching the chat as I leave here. I'll leave the chat going for a couple of minutes. Thanks for joining Mulling Over Maps. Yes, thank you guys. Diana, thank you all. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.